Okay, so our scenes are pretty much laid out as we need them now. I think we've got everything we need to arrange the track. But one other thing that I want to prepare before we start actually putting the arrangement together is getting a few parameters and a few things on some of the sounds that we can automate and change as the track goes along, just to make things a little bit more interesting and add a bit of sort of dynamic to the track. One of the main elements that I think's got some good scope for this is the bass, which I'll just solo for you now. These sort of FM basses have got real good scope for sort of messing around with the tone of them. So if we go into the bass here on the by selecting the track at the top and press device, we can go into the operator here, press the little curved inward arrow here, and go into oscillator B. And if we have a little play around, turning the level of this oscillator up, we'll add more of a sort of metallic sort of twang to the sound. So I'll just have a little fiddle now. So you can hear that turning that up gives it a nice bit of a bit more aggression and a bit more of that kind of metallic tone. So it'd be nice to be able to sort of automate that throughout the track. And while we could do it by going in here and going into one page, in through another page, and then automating it within a certain range, it'd be easy to set up a macro control for it, which will mean that A, it's more easily accessible, and B, we can set the range of the knob so it only operates within the range where it sounds good. Because as you could hear there, when I turned it all the way down, it just turned into a sine wave, basically, which wasn't very interesting. And if I turned it all the way up, it started to get really screechy and harsh, which isn't something that we probably want in the track. So we need to rack it first. So if we right-click on the title bar of operator here and press group, that puts it into an instrument rack. Press the little macros button here, which brings up the 8 macro knobs. And we want to assign the first macro knob to this oscillator 2 level here. Very simple, just press map, press on the control, which is this one here, and then press the map button on the knob. So now if we play it, you'll hear that, you'll hear and see that that knob, which is now up here, macro 1, is mapped to that control. So that works nicely, but it'd be good to set the range so that it only works within the range of values where it sounds good. So our start value is -17. So if we go in here and press map again, you'll see up here we get a list of all the macro mappings that are currently active. So if we go to this oscillator B level here and set the minimum to -17, just type that in. And then we'll work out what the maximum needs to be. So we'll set it playing. So anything above about -6 starts to sound a little bit too harsh for my taste. So we get the maximum there and set that to -6. Just type it in. And then you'll hear that we've got the full range of the knob to go within the range of what sounds good. So that sounds pretty nice to me. So we can press the map button again here to exit mapping mode. And that's all, that's fixed in. So as well as giving us the right range, it's a lot easier to get to, because if we go straight to the device page there, you can see we've now got instrument rack, and the first control we've got on the first page is the macro knob, whereas before we had to go into operator, into the oscillator B page, then find the control within there. So when we're actually sort of going through the track and sort of jamming this automation in live, it's handy to be able to get to it quite quickly.